evening and welcome to Eye on Education. My name is Joel Iwaskowicz, your host. Here I am on Tuesday, March 10th at Nashua High School South as we celebrate the decades-long tradition of Youth Art Month in our city. Joining me is Nashua High School South art teacher Robin Paringer. Robin, congratulations on what looks like an amazing event.
Of course it is, because all these lovely children made art for it.
Tell us more about how Youth Art Month brings together this gallery exhibit.
Youth Art Month is the whole month of March, and our art teachers in the district each contribute about 20 to 30 pieces of work for this show.
So how many schools are represented here as part of the exhibit?
All of our schools in the district, so 17 schools.
That is fantastic. So we've clearly got artists of all age ranges, of all experience and ability ranges. What an exciting event to be taking place. What excites you about seeing this happen?
I think it's great to see the kids bring their families and have little brothers and sisters all excited about it too. And I even recently had a high school student who came to me and said, "You're having the Youth Art Month exhibit?" And he said, "I always wanted to get into that show. Would you please put a piece of my work in that show?" And I thought that was really something that he remembered throughout the years, that this was going on and he wanted to be a part of it. So kids get excited about it at all ages.
That's fantastic. And how is it that the show has ended up here at Nashua South?
Well, it was always at South, and then it went north for about 10 years or so. Rodney Coffin, one of our other art teachers, took care of that and did a great job. And when he was ready to surrender the reins, I said I would take it back, and that's what we've been doing here.
Fantastic. Now, you said that even our principal, Keith Richard, here at South had a special connection back to the art show.
Yeah, Keith has only been our principal for a few years, and when he came back into this building where he had once been a student, he said, "You always used to do this huge arts festival and have this large art show. Can you do that again?" And I thought that was great because he was excited about it. He remembered it. He was not an art student of mine, unfortunately, but he wanted it back, and he's been very supportive of this, so we're very happy to do this.
Well, hey, we're thrilled that Keith had such great memories of the show. Robin, thank you so much for your work to bring art into our school and into the lives of our Nashua families. Keep on watching us tonight as we take a tour and meet some of the fine young artists and their families, as well as some of the other fantastic Nashua art educators. Have a great night, Robin.
Thank you.
Here we are now with Ryan Hunt from Elm Street Middle School. How are you doing tonight, Ryan?
I'm doing very good.
All right, Ryan, can you point to us and tell us which of these is your art piece? Hey, fantastic. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about the kind of art piece that you made here?
I made a collage about a tiger in the safari.
Ryan, that is really cool. Where did you get most of your pieces to put in the collage?
I got them from magazines around the room and from what I found at home.
That is really cool. And how'd you end up choosing a tiger? That's an awesome choice.
Well, I've always had kind of an obsession with tigers, and I thought the pattern of the stripes would be really cool.
All right, check it out. Well, the tiger motif may just take off for Ryan Hunt, an aspiring artist here as part of Youth Art Month. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Here I'm joined by another one of our amazing artists from one of our Nashua schools, Bailey Robichard. How are you, Bailey?
Good.
Now, Bailey, how old are you?
7 years old.
Fantastic. And Bailey, as a 7-year-old, where do you go to school?
Mount Pleasant.
Very cool. So over at Mount Pleasant, it sounds like you guys have been doing some really cool artwork. Can you show me which of these pieces is yours?
It's the scarecrow.
Bailey, that scarecrow looks fantastic. Can you tell me more about how you made your scarecrow picture?
Well, I drawed it by my teacher's lesson, and then I colored it with all kinds of different colors.
That's amazing. Now, have you seen a scarecrow on a farm or in a yard before, or did you have to imagine it?
I had to imagine it.
Well, I love the imagination that you had. Can you show us what else is in your picture? We've got a scarecrow, but I see some other cool things going on.
I have a crow.
All right. That looks amazing. And Bailey, not only is your art here great, but your art here is great. You've got shiny shoes, you've got a zebra skirt. You're like an art exhibit all on your own. That's awesome. Well, hey, I hope you have a lot of fun tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Joining me now is our estimable superintendent of schools in Nashua, Mark Conrad. Mark, thanks so much for being here tonight.
Oh, it's great to be here. I just always come out to this event because the creativity that's here and the enthusiasm of our students just is amazing.
This is fantastic. Clearly, there's so much activity going on as parents and their families come on in. What does it take as you look at our district for an event like this to be pulled off successfully?
Well, I think this reflects the strength of the arts programs in our schools. And this takes a lot of dedicated art teachers and their students working with them to put on this kind of show. It's amazing the variety of media they have for different arts and the dedication of our teachers and students in putting it together. But it's just amazing, the caliber of our students and the quality of the work they're able to produce. It's far better than anything I could do.
Clearly, we've got a lot to be proud of, and what great evidence for supporting the arts in our school district. Thanks so much for being here tonight, Mark.
Thank you.
Well, we are honored right now to be joined by a person who deserves special thanks for some of the art that's been created tonight, Jamie Matalewski. Thanks for being with us, Jamie.
Thank you.
All right, Jamie, can you tell us which of these art pieces you have a special connection to?
This one right here.
And what is your special connection to that piece?
This is my awesome, amazing, wonderful son, Mason.
Now, there's a reason why Mason can't be with us tonight.
Well, if you look at his piece of artwork, he is at basketball practice, all-star basketball practice.
Oh my God! Clearly, this is a kid who's going places. Now, to put the audience, the mom on the spot, can you tell us a little bit about some of the items that you see featured in Mason's work?
Okay, well, he's been playing basketball since he was 7 years old. He's been on 3 baseball teams for the past 2 years, been playing baseball since he was 4. The fish, he's an avid fisherman. The worm, I'm assuming, goes with the fishing. He loves the outdoors, the sun, the sun. He loves to be outside. I'm trying to see the fishing pole. Oh, the turtle right here. We live right on the Nashua River, and that is every summer he tries to catch these huge snapping turtles that are in our backyard. I mean, he's out there for hours, and he's been successful. I have it on video, but I'm sure that's what the turtle is all about. I mean, clearly he's an outdoorsman, and that is him.
I can imagine that must be a pretty accurate representation of what's going on inside his head,
Yes.
Pretty much 24/7 right there. Now, where is Mason a student, in what grade and at what school?
Mason is an 8th grade student at Elm Street Middle School.
All right, well, congratulations, Mason. Thanks, Julie, and congratulations to the art staff at Elm Street Middle School.
Yes, thank you.
Joining me right now is yet another of our remarkably talented Nashua artists. Samir Abu Khalif is with me right now. Welcome, Samir.
Hi, it's an honor being here, and honestly, this is like the best art I've ever drawn ever.
Samir, I love this piece of art. Can you tell me more about how you created it and what you tried to put in your picture?
Well, honestly, Miss Muntz showed me a great deal on how to draw. She said you can draw and customize them perfectly together, and so what I do is drew those paws and dots and the squirrels and the circles all the way vertical to horizontal to match each other.
Samir, it sounds like you understand so much about what's going on in your art piece. Keep telling us about it.
Also, I never want to leave this art class because I have the best. She even surpasses Miss Lord, and Miss Lord was my favorite art teacher.
This sounds like pretty high praise. I think we should call the art teacher out into the mix. Samir, thanks so much for interviewing with us. We're going to talk to your teacher, Miss Munns, now.
Okay, but I think this is the most astonishing artwork I've ever had.
Samir, I would agree with you. I am blown away by this piece. I love it. Congratulations. All right, and here, a fellow bow tie enthusiast and colleague of mine, Miss Karen Munns from Elm Street Middle School. Karen, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, now I've heard that you have even more more art on this wall featured from your students. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes, absolutely. All of the pictures down here, these are self-portraits from 6th graders. Some of them got a little more into the creative end. We have some mustaches down there. But then we worked with the crazy hair, doing a Zentangle pattern, working with line, pattern, and contrast.
Fantastic. And what kind of media are the kids working with to create these self-portraits?
These self-portraits, they used pencil, Sharpie, color pencil, I think actually those are the three main things that we use for all of the work that my students are using here.
Yeah, so Karen, as an art teacher who's worked at the high school level, the middle school level, what makes you excited about an event like tonight's?
It's really just being able to see the work that kids are able to produce, kindergarten all the way up to the AP courses at the high school level, seeing how there's almost a seamless transition between those grades and the skills that these kids are able to do and making all this, amazing work. It's really great to see things like this is a work from Mrs. Moran's class, also from Elm Street, and to see this, this is middle school work, and it's just astonishing.
This is all too cool. Well, if Samir is an accurate representation, and it sounds like he is, then you're doing some pretty remarkable work at Elm Street, and the kids are so fortunate to be working with you. So on behalf of everyone here tonight, thanks and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Joel. Have a good night.
You too. Well, our number of esteemed guests just keeps on growing here at the Youth Art Month show. I'm joined by some growing names and some established names here in our district. Who's our first guest here? What's your name?
Kai.
And Kai, where do you go to school?
Birchill.
That is awesome. Kai, what do you think of the art show going on tonight?
It's good.
Yeah, now are you an artist as well? Kai, tell me, what kind of art do you like to make?
I like to draw penguins.
That is fantastic. Well, I think we could use some more penguins on the walls around here. And I've got some other artists around here. What's your name?
Emily.
And Emily, where do you go to school?
Main Dunstable.
All right, Emily. And are you an artist too?
Yes.
Great to hear. What kind of art do you like to make, Emily?
Flowers.
Hey, that sounds outstanding. And it looks like we got another artist here. What's your name?
Carter.
Hey, Carter. How old are you?
5.
Nice, Carter. And where do you go to school?
Main Dunstable.
All right, over at Main Dunstable Tool. Carter, what do you think of all the people that are here tonight? Is it a cool night?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being with us, Carter. And of course, one other name to point out, Mr. Keith Richard, principal of Nashua High School South. Keith, how are you tonight?
Good. You, Joel?
I'm doing great. Keith, tell us, what's the most exciting for you as you walk around and see the halls of our school filled with so many future Panthers and students from other schools?
Oh, I think it's just great. When we get to come and just celebrate student work, I think it's just awesome. And also that it's K to 12. So you get to see students walk around proud, those big smiles. Hey, Mom, Dad, here's what I did, and it's on the walls of a high school. That's pretty neat. You can't beat that.
That's outstanding. What a great reason to bring people from the city into our school.
Yeah, we need to find more opportunities to celebrate the successes and the talents of our students, and I think this is just another way that our art department at K-12 does it. Ms. Parent has done a fantastic job. When we talked about bringing it to South to host, I was like, yes, why would we not want to celebrate student successes and student work? So this is awesome.
Well, on behalf of everyone in our building, I say a big thank you for bringing it into our halls. I love seeing this work every single day.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Iwaskowitz.
Have a great night. Thanks, guys. Our celebration of Youth Art Month continues as I'm joined by yet another of our wonderful visual artists, Natasha McIntyre. Natasha, what grade are you in at school?
I'm on grade 4.
Fantastic. Which school do you go to?
Charlotte Avenue.
Natasha, that is awesome. Who's your art teacher over at Charlotte Avenue?
Mrs. Lord.
All right, well, I imagine she's going to be pretty proud of you tonight. Can you tell us about your art piece here on the wall?
Well, I put a stick figure, and it represents Paul Clay's part of work because he does stick figures too, and I figured, well, okay, this will be pretty good at, so I went for it, and this is my work, and I'm pretty proud of it.
I think you should be incredibly proud of it. I especially love the colors that you put in your piece. It's so bright. Now, was it cool to create a piece of art that was inspired by another artist?
It was very, very cool to do it. I felt like I was him too.
That's amazing. Well, I think he would be very proud of the art that you made. Now, when you're not recreating the styles of other artists, how would you describe the kind of art that you like to make?
Well, I like to paint and I love to color and draw. And my favorite artist is Pablo Picasso because over there, there's these paintings that are like his art, and they're really, really cool. So.
Man, well, we've got an artist, an art historian right here. Congratulations, Natasha. You are an awesome artist.
Thank you.
Have a great night. Here with me now is student artist Marco Colazzo. Marco, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great and feel really honored just for earning this award.
All right, you should be proud of yourself for being here tonight, Marco. Marco, where do you go to school?
I attend Elm Street Middle School.
Fantastic. And what grade are you in, and who's your art teacher?
I'm in 8th grade, and my art teacher is Mrs. Munns.
All right, now we've gotten to talk with Mrs. Munns and a few of our other students as well. Tell us more about what it's been like to be in her art class.
Oh, it's been wonderful. She's really enthusiastic, and she really encourages people to do better in art. When they're down, she encourages them to do better. Open up your mind, creativity. What imaginations do you hold in your mind?
That sounds pretty inspiring. Marco, can you tell us some more about the piece of art that you have on the wall here?
Oh, yes. This art piece was just an expression of me and what type of things I like. I like graffiti, drawing, freehand, and just having a fun personality with gaming and just graffiti and more designs and music, which I sing, and just inspired quotes that I wrote there. Yeah, just a whole big bunch of things that personally describes me as a person.
That is awesome, Marco. It looks like a perfect capturing of the things that must go on in your mind during the day. And Marco, I heard that you're also involved in one of the videos that we're going to be streaming on TV tonight. What was it like to be part of that video?
Oh, I felt so excited. It was one of the greatest moments just me standing there, just being interviewed. It got me nervous, but deep inside, I just had to stay true to myself and just let out my emotion, express what I personally feel about art itself.
That is great, Marco. Well, I imagine other people are going to be inspired too to hear your words as they watch that video and as they see your art tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Standing here with me now is student artist Summer Metcalf. Summer, thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you so much.
And Summer, what grade are you in and what school do you attend?
I'm in 7th grade and I go to Elm Street Middle School.
Okay, fantastic. And who's your art teacher over at Elm Street?
My art teacher is Mrs. Moran.
Okay, fantastic. Now, Summer, tell us a little bit about the piece that we've got on display from you here tonight.
Well, what I have here is a collage of a seal that I must say that I do love because of this wonderful background of all the yellows I collected from magazines.
It really is an amazing palette right there. So as you looked through magazines, what kind of pictures did you end up pulling your yellows from?
Oh my, so many. There were actually really surprising ones. There was one about waffles and chocolate and M&Ms and stuff.
That's wonderful. So as the artist, you had to look at things in a way that no one else probably would have looked at them. You had to see yellow where other people only saw food or something else like that.
Oh, definitely. I agree with that.
All right. And Summer, it sounds like you were also involved in the video that we've got streaming on TV about tonight's art show. What was it like getting to be involved in that?
Oh, it was so much fun. I'm really glad that I was selected. It was great.
That's cool. So for everybody watching tonight, what is something that you would say about being an artist in a Nashua school?
Always stay creative, and it's so much fun. Try art. It's the best thing ever.
Well, you heard it here first. Get involved in the art programs because we've got people like Summer inspiring us. Thanks for being here, Summer.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're glad to have here with us at the art show Miss Meredith Smith. Meredith, which school do you go to?
Charlotte Ave.
Awesome. And what grade are you in at Charlotte Ave?
2nd.
Man, so Meredith, for a 2nd grader, for anybody at this art show, you are doing some really, really cool work. Who's your art teacher?
Mrs. Lord.
All right, can you tell us what it's like to be in Mrs. Lord's class?
It's fun.
Yeah, I imagine it must be. Now, this art piece over here is beautiful. Why don't you tell us about what you decided to draw and how you made it?
I use pencils and crayon and paint, and I used the special paintbrush to draw the leaves.
Yeah, those leaves look incredible, and they have so much color mixed in there. How did you get all the colors to mix up that way?
I used a lot of different colors, and I just dipped the brush in all the different colors.
Now, obviously, it looks like your tree must be sometime in the autumn. It must be sometime in fall. Why did you choose that season to draw?
I don't know.
Well, I think a lot of people at the art show will recognize seeing the pumpkins and the leaves falling, and I bet they're going to love that. Now, do you what other kinds of art do you like to make, Meredith?
I like to do any kinds of art. I really like doing art.
Man, well, I imagine that you are probably just as good at any type of art that you make. Is there anything you want to say to people who are watching the show tonight about being an artist?
No.
All right, well, Meredith, you have done awesome tonight. Congratulations and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Here with me right now is Andrea Milani, creator of the piece standing right between us. Andrea, what school do you go to?
Charlotte Ave.
Fantastic. And what grade are you in?
5th.
All right. Now, Andrea, when I looked at this piece of art, it immediately reminded me of another famous artist. Can you tell me who that is?
Picasso.
All right. Now, many of our viewers will know Pablo Picasso. What about Picasso's style shows up in your piece of art?
It's like all like these different like body parts like sort of mixed together.
That's wonderful. Now, obviously, this is an incredibly abstract piece of art. How did you choose the colors to put in this face?
I just like what I say about color.
That's wonderful. All right. Now, had you ever created a piece of art like this before?
No.
So what was it like experimenting in such a different style?
It was like sort of fun doing it because like I've never done like that kind of way of art. And it was nice to do like something like really like that.
That's cool. Now, how is it that your teacher, Mrs. Lord, introduced Picasso to your class?
Well, like in like our classroom, she has like these pictures of like all these different like Picasso pictures, and so then like it has like Picasso under it. So then like that's like how it like one day she wanted us to do like a picture of like Picasso. So then like I did that, and it was like sort of fun to do it.
Well, I think it turned out awesome. So not only did you learn about Picasso, but you got to become the next Picasso yourself. That's pretty cool. Well, congratulations and thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Joining me now is art teacher Nancy Burnett from Ledge Street Elementary School. Nancy, congratulations on a great night tonight.
Oh, thank you. I saw a lot of parents and a lot of kids coming from all over the district, coming to admire their artwork. Some even took selfies with their artwork, so that's really exciting.
Everyone seems so proud of the work that's on display tonight. And from what I hear, we've got some work from your students actually right behind us.
Yes, this is an example of some mandalas. We do a lot of 2D artwork. We do collage and drawing and some painting. We also do some 3D work. Unfortunately, we couldn't bring. We do clay and paper mache and a lot of fun things.
That's fantastic. It seems like you challenged your students, especially with perspective in some of the paintings over here, dealing with depth of field. What was it like for them to deal with those new concepts?
They actually liked it. The more challenging I find, the better they try because they like to rise to the challenge. And especially in art, they get to see their product in a very beautiful way.
That's fantastic. Well, they should be proud of their work, and you should be as well. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Joining us here is high school artist Catherine Scott, and clearly not only an accurate caricature artist, but a fast caricature artist. Catherine, how long have you been doing caricatures?
This is my first time.
Oh my God! Well, it seems like you've got a natural ability right here. What's the most exciting thing about doing caricatures?
I like drawing people, so it's really fun, and I like seeing different faces.
Now, clearly, you're flying along at a pretty fast clip. Is that a challenge for you?
No, it's not too hard. It's actually kind of fun.
That's outstanding. So when you start the caricature, what is it that you look for first to get yourself going in the right direction?
I look at the hairline and I draw it down to figure out the shape of the face.
Man, well, Catherine, you're doing some pretty amazing stuff right here. Keep up the great work tonight.
Thank you.
Joining me here in the Media Center is Victoria Bankston, a student at Nashua High School South and a representative from the Art Honor Society. Victoria, thanks for joining us tonight.
I'm so happy that I get to be here and have the opportunity.
All right, can you tell us a little bit about some of the 3D art on display? Obviously, most of the work that's out in the main hallway is 2D. We've got something unique happening here in the Media Center.
The mannequins that are behind me, it was for my advanced art class. We were very excited to hear that we would be doing this project. They were donated to us by Banana Republic at the mall, and it was an incredible opportunity to be able to go beyond our boundaries from two-dimensional to three-dimensional work.
Now, obviously, we've got fashion, we've got Disney references. You said your mannequin's not here tonight, but can you tell us about how you were inspired and how you approached the project?
My mannequin's a very complicated concept. I took the fact of nature and like technology, and half of it is, it looks like metal sheets on top of it, and then on the top part, the chest area and one of the arms is all nature. And then in the middle, she's holding a black light, and the flowers and everything glow on top of her.
So interesting. Man, it would be incredibly cool to see that piece of art. Now, what was it like creating a piece where you knew you had to be looking at it from all angles?
It was extremely challenging, and with the deadline that we had, it was definitely vigorous work. There was a lot to do to it, and you don't realize how much work it is until you finally get your hands on it and you realize like this is going to be a huge piece.
Man, well, it seems like the end result is something that everybody had a lot of fun with and that they should be so proud of. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Oh, not a problem. I'm glad I could be here.
Joining me right now is Austin Cole, a sophomore student and an aspiring potter here at Nashua High School South. We're standing in front of a couple pieces that come from students here at our school and our pottery program. Austin, can you tell us a little bit more about this kind of work?
Of course, this was one of the final projects we did with the pottery where we all joined together, as we do a lot in the art department, especially in pottery. And we critiqued it. We spent 2 days on this, not these specifically, but we just built castles from sort of a guideline, but most of it was just someone organized what we did. And then we just did it, and we built this up, and these are the final products. And
looks great. So a lot of the art that's on display as part of this Youth Art Month gallery show is two-dimensional. Obviously, this pottery is a totally different story. What's it like working in 3D art as opposed to 2D?
Working in 3D art, it's a whole new challenge. You just need to make sure it looks good from every angle, that you, mainly, not that it looks good to other people, but that you like the way it looks.
Now, as someone who was involved in our video as well that's going to be streaming on TV, you've got a lot of cool perspectives on, the role of the artist. How is it that you got involved as a potter, and how do you view your own role as an artist?
I view my own role as an artist just as me. I'm unique. I'm not like anyone else that's around. And how I got started in pottery, I'd have to say on a whim. It was just something, I had already done a couple arts classes, nothing strictly arts, but I just thought it looked fun, and I've always been interested in pottery ever since I first learned about it in elementary school. And I just loved it. I just felt like there wasn't enough of it, though, and I just wanted more. And once I got to high school and I found this class, I checked it off, took it, and I loved it.
Fantastic. Now, what would you say to anybody watching who's maybe thinking of trying art on a whim?
Well, take it. Just do it. You'll appreciate that you did it. You'll thank yourself later in life. You'll make friends that you'll never lose, and you'll make a whole new family.
That's incredibly cool. Well, congrats on the good work, Austin. Thanks for being part of everything tonight, and keep up the pottery.
Thank you.
I'm joined now by Julia Luteran, the District Art Coordinator for Nashua Schools. Julia, congratulations on a great event tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. This has been the efforts of many people, many art educators in our district, and it's really quite a celebration.
This is wonderful, Julia. Now, which school do you work at primarily?
I teach art at the Broad Street Elementary School right now.
Fantastic. And you were just pointing out that we even have some of your students' artwork on display in the video right behind us.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and the children are thrilled to be able to see it as well.
You can tell the energy here is fantastic. Now, the video playing behind us was put together by the staff at Nashua ETV. Can you tell us more about how this video was compiled?
Yes. As a department, we've been trying to think of ways to help communicate to the school community and the broader Nashua community what it is we do as art educators for our students and the value of that in their well-balanced education in the Nashua district. And so actually Pete Johnson, who put most of this together, had done a video for us at Broad Street School for the first grade team last year, and it was brilliant. And I said, we need to bring Pete in and work with a similar idea for the art department, and again, brilliance.
Well, I think that was simply inspired. We're so glad that so many people get to come into Nashua High South to experience this art. I'm thrilled that we can now share the video and continue to spread this art all around the city. Why don't we go ahead and cut to the film?
All children are artists. The problem is how to remain an artist once they grow up. Pablo Picasso. Visual art instruction in the Nashua School District helps support a program of balanced academic growth. Art classes provide a solid foundation for our children to learn and remain artistic throughout their adult lives. Our core values parallel those found in the National Standards for Arts Education, which states, "The arts have been an inseparable part of the human journey. We value them and believe knowing and practicing them is fundamental to a healthy development of our children's minds and spirits." Experiencing art as an academic endeavor starts from a child's first days of kindergarten and continues into elementary school. These experiences are magical and critical to making important connections between our children and the world around them. The beauty and whimsy of a young student's artwork invites conversation between the student and teacher and builds enthusiasm for expressing oneself. As our students progress into middle school, they discover that regardless of ability, art classes tap into a preteen's vivid imagination. They learn to express themselves visually while increasing self-confidence. Many exercises are designed to challenge students to creatively solve problems and think outside the box. This helps develop reasoned thinking and sound understanding of theory and concepts. Embracing constructive criticism is essential to any well-delivered curriculum and is a regular part of art instruction in the Nashua schools. Students are taught how to self-assess their progress as an artist. The critical thinking helps our children recognize their strengths and weaknesses and helps celebrate who they are as people. As Helen Keller once said, life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. As our students grow, they connect with their sense of self and adventure. High school art students benefit greatly from daily risk-taking as they communicate through their work. Their art is not bound by race, culture, language, or age, but rather it builds bridges between them all. Art represents a more universal form of communication in which the artist dares to be different, innovative, and a risk-taker. We live in an increasingly competitive world, one that demands development of new skills and draws upon creative thinking and problem solving to be relevant. The expansive course offerings in the visual arts in our high schools support individual growth and help prepare our students for future success. We had the opportunity to speak with a number of art students from kindergarten through high school to find out their thoughts on what art is, why it's important to them, and what life would be like without it. Let's take a listen to what some of them had to say.
Art is creativity that expresses yourself in many ways, and art is all around you, or wherever you go, down the street, down a hall, or in your own house.
I think of art can take any shape. You know how they say beauty's in the eye of the beholder? I think art is in the eye of the beholder. So things that I see as art, not everybody sees as art, and things as other people see as art, I don't necessarily see as art. So I think it's kind of the utmost form of self-expression. And it doesn't have to be super dramatized to be art. There's art in athletics, there's art in academics, it's just something that brings beauty. It's a different way to express yourself than speaking or writing.
Art, well, it's based off imagination, so you can do whatever you want on canvas or on your bedroom door. Doesn't really matter what you do it on, it's yours. It's based off you.
Art, I think would probably be mostly like creativity and taking an idea in your head and bringing it to life.
To me, art is an expression. It's something that everybody needs in their life, whether they want it or not. It's around you everywhere, and it's composed in everything. Whether it's the colors that you see, that's a concept of art, an element, an aspect, or whether it's something that you hold or your form.
Art is something where I can express myself, like maybe if I didn't want to tell someone or something, or it could just be something where you want to have fun and use your imagination.
Art to me it's pretty much an escape from reality, because in reality we're told what it is and how it should be, but with art you can create anything, like anything you want, like, from your mind.
It's just a form of expression, just a way to show who you truly are to the world. Just something that you can be free in, and nobody can limit you to what you can do.
It's something that's really important, and I think it's a time where you can express how you're feeling, and it shows that no matter who you are, everyone's different, and you can show it through making pieces of art.
What is art to me? Art to me is an expression. It's a way to get your emotions out there, whether it be anger or sadness, and just let it all go in a less violent and more convenient way. That's all art was to me when I was growing up. It's a way to make someone's expressions or cheer them up or get your expressions out without harming someone.
Art to me is expressing myself in individuality and creativity also. It's just such a big deal in my life.
Art? I think art is something to express yourself, that you do good in drawing. I also think art is something to show to others that makes you creative.
A place where I can express myself and I can design things and I can be myself, and nobody can tell me the right or wrong from art.
Art, for me, it's just letting yourself express your feelings, or sometimes when you're happy and you want to draw something, you can let it on paper.
And art was a way that they can express themselves in a way that they don't feel like they're going to be picked on by other people, because it's just theirs. There are no limitations.
Art to me is like color, and when you do like coloring, it feels like you're using your imagination a lot.
There's probably multiple definitions for art, but for me it's emotion.
Art is something you can't touch, but it's a feeling.
A colorful place where you get to do whatever you want.
Art is everything. Art's really what it sets people apart. You know, without art, we're just math and facts. I would be you, you would be me. It's it's what color is it. It makes everything stand out. It makes memories. It creates emotion. It's such a big source of happiness for so many people in this world, and I think sometimes people forget that.
I think art is really important for schooling, so art should stay in schools. It shouldn't be reduced for any reason, because children need a way to express themselves, and if they can't find it in an academic room or a musical room, they can come to an art room. They can express themselves that way.
It's a place that I can go when I'm either sad, happy. It makes me not so stressed when I'm angry or something, and it makes me so I'm calmer and I can get along with my day better.
Art is important because the world would be so plain if there was no art.
It's where I get to express my feelings, or when I get to it's like showcasing what I can actually do. And from there on, I just do what I love best. I just draw.
Art is important to me because it isn't really just something you draw. It's kind of everything around you. It's anything and everything.
It's important because if we didn't have it, we wouldn't be able to design new things. It's really also important because if we didn't have it,
then how would people make a living? Some people love to draw and they make good money off of it, and it's really fun to do, so it's a really great job to have.
Because if kids can't express themselves, then they're not gonna turn out to be nice people. You know, you need to be able to let things out in a way that's safe and fun.
People would be mostly sad all the time and probably depressed. Bland, very boring, and sad.
That'll be like torture, like to me, because I love art, and like not having art will be like something really sad. Like it'll be just heartbreaking.
I think life without art, I just think it'd be sad, you know? It's like we don't really understand what people are saying through words sometimes, because when we hear words, thoughts come up in our head about like what we think. And with art, we can make those words come to life.
If there's no art, the world wouldn't, have creativity, and it wouldn't have any color, and without color, nobody's happy.
I think life without art would be really dull and colorless, and art just kind of expresses everything and puts color into the world.
I think life would be very boring. Like everybody would probably be the same. Like without art, I think kids would not be able to express themselves, wouldn't be able to know their interests.
Well, if they took away art class, I think I'd just be very depressed, and I would draw more art, which would draw my attention away from all the homework. So I think that's like the main reason I come to school, is to learn about art.
I don't know what I would do, honestly. Life without art is like, it's like life without oxygen.
One teacher that really helped me to like stop with my judgment of my work and to help me expand would be my middle school teacher. He was my art teacher from 6th grade to 8th grade, Mr. Laline, and I thought he was such an inspiration to me, and he saw something in my work, and I appreciate that. When most people just would look at it and be like, wow, that's pretty, he was like, wow, you put your emotion into it. And that's when I started seeing art as not just a pretty picture, it's something that says how you feel.
So I had an art teacher when I was in 3rd grade that I liked, and also Mrs. Brunette, because they both inspire me to do the best I can do in art.
I had a teacher named Mrs. Durden, and she is who really got me into art. At first I thought, I want to be an elementary school teacher, but now I really want to go to art school. She made me really fall in love with art, so I want to be an art teacher now.
Well, this is only my first year here at Broad Street. I used to go to New Searles Elementary School. I had Mrs. Stoney there, and she was a really good art teacher.
When I took AP Studio Art, my teacher, Mrs. Durden, she really changed everything. She changed everything. She helped me so much to grow as an artist. So from the beginning of first semester to the end of my junior year, I had grown like crazy. I did a concentration, so 24 works, and it was incredible. And she showed me what college art was going to be like, and I definitely know that I want to do it now.
I just drew it for fun. It's a bunch of squiggly lines, but even just drawing a bunch of lines, it's still art.
Neon green.
Neon green?
I have my room painted neon green.
Really?
It's
wow.
my favorite color.
People don't really know what art is until they really open their eyes and really see it, and people will really actually understand and see what art is really about
and what it is.
We'd like to thank you for watching our program on the Visual Arts program in the Nashua School District and listening to our students discuss art and why it's important to them. It's been said that one piece of art holds the energy of an artist, and an art show holds the energy of a culture. Each March, the Nashua School District Art Department celebrates National Youth Art Month with the greater Nashua community. This annual event showcases the breadth and depth of student artistry in the Nashua School District. Check the school district calendar for our next Youth Art Month event.
Joining me here in the Media Center at Nashua High School South is one of the pieces of 3D art that we could all say speaks for herself. What did you think of that video that we just watched about art in our district? Pretty interesting perspective. Why don't we hear even more from Mrs. Robin Perringer, coming on in once again as one of our art teachers at Nashua South. Robin, congratulations on the amazing work that your students are creating.
This is from Jolene Mellinson. So Jolene Mellinson had created this sculpture.
Fantastic. Well, she did an amazing job capturing so many important statements on body image. I think my favorite is the one right here, I am me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Now, Robin, as we wrap up tonight and folks start to head on home, what are your closing thoughts on an event like this?
Well, my brain is spinning because I just came out of doing many caricatures, so people seem to really enjoy it. The kids were very excited, and it's just wonderful to talk with parents about how their kids want to take more art lessons even outside of school, and you know, it's just something I think students feel compelled to do, and this is a wonderful event to bring that all together and let the kids be excited together and share each other's art, because art is not complete until someone looks at it.
Well, you and the other educators, the parents, everybody involved as a support and an inspiration should be so proud tonight, because if I heard anything from our kids over and over again, it was that I'm so glad I do this. I'm so glad I'm involved. I want other people to get involved too. So thank you for the work you're doing.
Thank you, and thank you to all the art teachers. And this is what makes this possible in Nashua. We have fabulous art teachers.
Well, you heard it here. We've got fantastic artists, art teachers, art supporters in the Nashua School District, and we're thrilled to put them on display here during Youth Art Month. Please enjoy looking at some of the other amazing artwork currently on display in the main hallway, media center, and other areas of Nashua High School South. This has been eYe on Education. I'm Joel Iwaskowicz signing off. Join us again for another episode soon.